Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. I'm really glad you're here today, and I have a big video here to share. I'm a little bit nervous to do this because it's partially a confession here. So I'm going to share with you all I know about healing teeth or cavities naturally. I'm trying to make this make sense. But my disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dentist, I'm not a licensed medical professional, I'm an herbalist. And so take my advice from that place. I guess I will first say, I do think it's really important to get a dentist that you really, really, really like. I went probably through like 5 or 6 dentists until I found one that at least gelled with much of my beliefs. And so I don't have a natural dentist. There are none near me, and I know myself, and I've tried going to a natural dentist far. Time does not allow, and far I mean an hour or more. I need to have convenience in my life. So I found a dentist that I really like that is within 15 minutes. And although they're not natural, they just have really, really great dentist office. I guess the next thing I want to say is healing teeth or taking on that task is really difficult, not for the faint at heart. And there are so many levels of or possible things that you might be trying to fix. So you might hear someone say they fixed a cavity. It really depends what is going on. I know if you have bleeding gums and loose gums, white oak bark is going to tighten those tissues and tighten up the teeth. I have my tooth powder. It's in my Etsy. That tooth powder will whiten, mineralize the teeth, tighten the gum tissue. So I would say that is really, really good for something minor. When I'm saying healing cavities, big developed cavities, I do not have much experience on. I'm more speaking on the preventative end, and really most things in health, it's like getting it in the early stages. So I'll let the major professionals deal with things once they go. I mean, I'm saying that's what I would do. If it is way beyond, you definitely need help. So I want to just do this slowly here. It's difficult. Healing a cavity as an adult and a child, totally different, especially if the child has a baby tooth, because in my one video where I share my black walnut tincture, this is my home bottle, it doesn't have my real label. I saw my son's tooth repairing, and I used my tooth powder. I used my black walnut tincture. This is my at-home calcium me. This is ours, which I'm almost out. Calcium me glycerate that I made with shave grass and horsehair shave grass. It has lobelia. It has nettle. It has mineral-rich herbs with calcium and silica. So we did so much swishing of black walnut, of the calcium me, brushing with the powder, and his tooth it repaired, it filled in, but at one point it stopped and it cracked. And I was like, what is happening? My herbs aren't working. And I took him to the dentist, and they extracted it, and his big tooth was right there. So what I learned is, once you have a little tooth, a baby tooth, and the big tooth is like moving into place and coming there, it's your little tooth is just not going, the baby tooth is not going to repair anymore, because the energy is going to the new adult tooth. So that's something I learned. I for myself healed a tooth so I didn't have to get a root canal. It took me 2 years. I kid you not, 2 years, because I got x-rays like one after a year and then another year, and it was the second year where everything was repaired in there. I was very strict with my diet. So I don't want to go into diet in this video. I'm going to show you this book, Cure Tooth Decay. The book that you want to get if you are taking on this project. Please use my link in my description down below to Amazon. It is just a generic link to Amazon, but it will give me or my channel some kickback. And then you'll have to type in Cure Tooth Decay by Ramiel, Nagel, and I'll write the name of the book in the description. So I don't want to get too much into diet, but diet was a huge portion of that. And so I learned that kids are actually hard to repair because they do not eat the way adults can make themselves eat. I had a hard time with my son, and I hate to share this. This is part of the confession. So my 3 older children have had no cavities ever. Then my 2 younger have. My son and then my daughter has 1 right now that I found. And both of them were difficult eaters. And when I say difficult, I've always fed my kids like so many good natural foods, but both of them would refuse. And maybe by 4 and 5, I didn't have it in me to be as forceful as I was with the first 3. So I was as strict. I used to be so strict about food. So I loosened up, and I don't want to say, oh, well, there you go. That's what you get for loosening up. But there was other blessings from being loose. I had way too much stress, and I had many negative health problems because of way too much stress of being too strict. So my 2 younger and my daughter now, she has a little cavity that I saw between 2 molars that escaped me. I've been flossing and brushing her teeth, but there was something stuck that was not coming out with tooth floss. So that brings me to the point. If you have back teeth in between the back teeth, it's really hard to tell unless it's progressed. If you have a cavity on the surface and it is only in the enamel, you can really make repairs. And what I would say is black walnut tincture, and not just any, mine is the best. I have my Calcium Me tincture on my Etsy. You can click to them in my link tree, which is in my description. And this is something new I got, and I love it. And I would say go to my Amazon link that is in my description, and you'll have to type this in too. It is Uncle Harry's Natural Product Alkalizing Mineral Toothpaste. Comes in a jar. It's very, very pasty, thick, spicy. So that brings me to another thing with kids. My daughter thinks it's so spicy. You're supposed to brush for 2 minutes. If I can get her to do it for 30 seconds, that's like amazing. So I looked at the situation with my daughter, and what I've learned and what I'm sharing with you is this. I was so stressed trying to fix my son's tooth because I wanted it to be all natural. And he was stressed. I was stressed. I had to constantly be cleaning his tooth to make sure nothing was stuck there, and then making sure we swished and did all this stuff. With my daughter, I decided that I'm just taking her and getting it repaired now before it's I think it is only in the enamel, and I'm so tempted, I can do it. But I just don't want to mess with it, because once, if your tooth decays and it goes into I think it's dentin next, still possible, much harder. But if it decays too much, the dentist won't even be able to drill. So am I for drilling? No. Am I for all natural? Yes. Am I realistic? Yes. After many years of trying to be super strict, all natural, I am. And sometimes you have to just be like, what is real? What is going to work? Because I know that if I have a couple busy weeks where we're just really, our schedule's full, we're, on vacation, we're eating out, we're going to picnics, we're not going to eat as good as we do at home. maybe we're getting home late and I don't get a chance to like do this like thorough teeth cleaning, which takes about 10 minutes per kid, then your teeth can demineralize rather quickly. So you want to think about, what is my lifestyle? What is realistic? And do I really want to put that much stress? If it is something that you really feel like you can do and it fits your life right now and you really want to try, and especially if you have the cooperation of your child, I've seen it work. It's worked for me. It's worked with my son until that big tooth came into place. And now I am very strict with him about making sure he's like really on top of his oral care for his teeth. Now, this book will tell you that diet is the real big key, that even if you have food in your teeth and these, different cultures, people who lived off the land, these indigenous people, they didn't clean their teeth. It was their body's makeup that they had from birth, that they had all of this rich vitamin deposits. Again, I'm being realistic. I have, in waves, followed the diet in this book, but it's not realistic for me to be able to stick with it all the time. And also, I was not born with the teeth structure. I had braces, so my teeth are straight from that. I was not born with the bone structure that is described in here. And so, yeah, what am I saying? Possible, what I've learned, it is possible, but it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of commitment. It takes cooperation from your child if you're helping a child. Baby teeth are, from what I've learned, not as quick to repair because they are on their way out. And the one last thing I guess I want to share that I've done is oil pulling. And that really, I feel like, helped me with my, the tooth that I was supposed to get a root canal on. So I had a broken tooth in the front, infection went in, the tooth was repaired, the root was compromised. So it would give me these flare-ups and I didn't want to get a root canal. So I learned about this book. I learned about oil pulling. I would swish with sometimes sesame oil, but I love olive oil, and a drop of Thieves essential oil. Swish 20 minutes with the olive oil, pulling the oil through my teeth every day, sometimes twice a day. I did this for months. You spit the oil out after you swish. That really works. But again, try to get a child to do this. Try to get a kid to do this. My older kids, I have do this just for like prevention, and they're good. Like, approaching, let's say 9, 10 and up, maybe 8, but younger, it's really difficult. So all of these things require effort and thoroughness. And do you really, what kind of stress do you want to put on yourself to do it? So in conclusion, I'm not perfect. Even though I know everything I know, 2 of my kids still got cavities. Life is very busy. I am very grateful for dentists. I'm grateful we don't live in a time where there were none and people had their teeth pulled out. So I'm grateful, and I will take the care that I can get from the dentist. I also love natural toothpaste, and I love my herbs, and I do believe that as an adult, from my own teeth, I have really strong teeth from what I do, but it's my body and I'm so aware, and I can make sure. And I think the best thing you can do for kids is to teach them, so as they become older, teenage years, then they can really become good stewards of their adult teeth. So that's like more of my goal and mindset. Like I talk to my kids all the time, like you want these teeth for the rest of your life. So it's like teaching them the baby teeth years. It's like you make all these mistakes. It's so, things are going so fast, especially if you have a lot of kids. Thank God we get a second set to have a chance with, and you want to learn to be like a good steward of your adult teeth. There, I don't know. There's probably a lot more that I can share, but I think that's going to be it for this video. Any questions? You can comment down below. And like I said, 2 things that I love that are not mine. This book, Cure Tooth Decay. This is something that I just recently started using, the Uncle Harry's alkalizing toothpaste. I didn't list all the ingredients. And so it has bentonite clay and calcium carbonate, colloidal silver, sea salt, alkalizing ionic minerals, mustard seed, menthol, pure essential oils, peppermint, eucalyptus, wintergreen, oregano. I thought about making it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try first. Had good ratings, and I can't make everything. That's another stressor thing. You can't do everything. My black walnut tincture, it does not stain. So I get that question. It doesn't stain. The hulls will stain lots of things, but it will not stain your teeth. It actually, when you give your teeth the minerals they need, they become whiter. So I've had a lot of success with strengthening. Like I have seen my own teeth and my children, all of my children, their enamel has become much stronger. And I've had a few spots in my mouth where dentists were like, well, we're going to keep an eye on that. But they were things that like either malformation or maybe it was a cavity starting. But with my black walnut, the last 2 times I went to the dentist, they're like, that's as hard as a rock. Like there's nothing, it's not sticky there. That's not a cavity. It just has a little kind of dent looking thing. So I really do love the black walnut. And then my calcium-y right. This tastes good. So that I can get my kids, especially younger kids, to do and swish and strengthen what you got, and really just love on your mouth for the adult teeth that are coming up. So there you go.